December 7th, 2025. While millions of Filipinos prepare for Christmas, over 18,000 evacuees on Negros Island are spending their second week sleeping in gymnasium floors, school classrooms, and crowded evacuation centers. They cannot go home. Their houses sit within the 6-kilometer permanent danger zone around Mount Kanlaon volcano that refuses to sleep. And now, as Tropical Depression Wilma dumps heavy rain across the Visayas, a new nightmare is unfolding. Lahar, volcanic ash plus rainfall equals one of nature's deadliest combinations. And it's happening right now. On December 9th, 2024, Mount Kanlaon erupted explosively, sending a 4,000-meter ash plume into the sky and unleashing pyroclastic flows down its southern slopes. PHIVOLCS raised the alert level to 3 magmatic unrest, with increased chance of hazardous explosive eruptions. Over 87,000 people evacuated in a single day. It was the largest volcanic evacuation in recent Philippine history, but that was just the beginning. Throughout late 2024 and into 2025, Kanlaon continued its pattern of violent unrest. In April 2025, another major eruption displaced thousands more. By June, seismic activity remained dangerously elevated. And just days ago, December 2nd and 3rd, 2025, PHIVOLCS confirmed that the eruption is continuing. The volcano is still venting, still releasing ash, still threatening the communities below. Now add rain to the equation. Tropical Depression Wilma made landfall in eastern Samar and is currently affecting Cebu and surrounding Visayas provinces with heavy rainfall. Pagasa weather updates show the storm is maintaining strength as it moves across the region. Here's why that combination is terrifying. Mount Kanlaon slopes are now covered in hundreds of thousands of tons of loose volcanic ash and debris from months of eruptions. When heavy rain falls on these ash-covered slopes, the material becomes mobilized, transforming into fast-moving rivers of mud, rock, and volcanic debris called lahars. These mudflows can travel at speeds exceeding 60 kilometers per hour, burying everything in their path. PHIVOLCS has already issued specific lahar warnings for communities living along the Binal-Bagan-Bago river system and other drainage channels around Kanlaon. These are not hypothetical threats. They are imminent dangers based on current conditions. Let's understand what makes lahar so deadly. Unlike water floods that you might be able to wade through or escape, lahars are dense mixtures of volcanic material and water with the consistency of wet concrete. They have immense destructive power. Buildings are crushed, roads are buried, vehicles are swept away, and anyone caught in the flow has almost no chance of survival. History provides brutal lessons. In 1991, after Mount Pinatubo's massive eruption, lahars continued to devastate communities for years afterwards. Every rainy season brought new waves of volcanic mudflows that buried entire towns, destroyed farmland, and killed hundreds of people, even though the volcano itself had stopped erupting. The ash was already there, waiting for rain to turn it into a weapon. Right now, Negros Island faces the same threat. Months of eruptions have deposited massive amounts of ash across Kanlaon's slopes. The material is loose, unstable, and ready to move. All it needs is water, and Tropical Depression Wilma is delivering exactly that. For the 18,000 people still living in evacuation centers, this means their displacement could last much longer, even if Kanlaon's eruptions decrease and alert levels eventually drop. The lahar risk will persist through every rainy season for months or even years to come. Communities that were evacuated because of pyroclastic flows now face a new threat from the very ash those flows deposited. But the crisis extends beyond immediate danger. The economic devastation is staggering. Negros Island is one of the Philippines' major agricultural centers, especially for sugar production. Farms within and around the danger zone have been abandoned for months. Crops have been destroyed by ashfall, Irrigation systems are clogged. When lahars start flowing, they will bury even more agricultural land under meters of volcanic debris that could take years to clear. Tourism has also collapsed. Before the eruptions, Mount Kanlaon was a popular destination for hikers and nature lovers. Now, it's a restricted zone. Hotels, restaurants, and tour operators across Negros are suffering massive losses as visitors stay away from the entire island out of fear. And the psychological toll. Imagine being a parent, sleeping on a thin mat in a school classroom for weeks, not knowing when you'll be able to take your children home. Imagine wondering if your house is still standing, if your farm can be saved, if your livelihood will ever recover. That uncertainty, that loss of control, it breaks people. Yet, despite everything, Filipino resilience shines through. In evacuation centers across La Castellana, Kanlaon City, and Bago City, communities are organizing themselves. Volunteers distribute food and medicine. Teachers hold classes for displaced children. Religious groups provide counseling. Local officials work around the clock, coordinating aid. This is the spirit that has carried Filipinos through countless disasters. The refusal to give up even when the ground itself betrays them. But resilience alone isn't enough. Preparation and support are essential. The government response has mobilized billions of pesos in relief funds. President Marcos's National Task Force continues coordinating multi-agency efforts. The Department of Social Welfare and Development is distributing supplies. PHIVOLCS maintains 24/7 monitoring of Kanlaon's activity, yet resources are stretched thin. With over 18,000 people in evacuation centers and the rainy season bringing new lahar threats, the demand for shelter, food, clean water, and medical care is immense. International aid organizations have stepped in, but the scale of need continues to grow. So what happens next? The truth is, no one knows for certain. Kanlaon could gradually calm over the coming weeks, allowing some evacuees to eventually return, though lahar risks will persist. Or the volcano could produce another major eruption, forcing even wider evacuations. PHIVOLCS data shows continuing seismic activity, elevated gas emissions, and ongoing ash venting, all signs that the volcanic system remains highly unstable. For viewers watching this, especially those with family on Negros Island, here's what you need to know. Stay informed through official sources only. PHIVOLCS provides regular bulletins on Kanlaon's activity and specific warnings about lahar risks. Don't rely on social media rumors or unverified posts. Support evacuation orders. If authorities tell communities to evacuate due to lahar warnings, that decision is based on real-time monitoring of rainfall, river levels, and volcanic debris. These warnings save lives. Understand the long-term nature of this crisis. Even after eruptions stop, the ash and debris remain. Every heavy rain for the next several years could trigger lahar's. Communities near Kanlaon will need sustained support, not just immediate relief. If you want to help, donate to verified relief organizations working on the ground. The Red Cross, local government units, and established NGOs are coordinating aid distribution to evacuation centers. This December, as Christmas approaches, the contrast is heartbreaking. In most of the Philippines, families are decorating, shopping, preparing celebrations. On Negros Island, thousands are simply hoping to survive, hoping the rain doesn't turn volcanic ash into killing mudflows, hoping the volcano doesn't erupt again, hoping they'll someday be able to go home. Mount Kanlaon's crisis is not over. The December 9, 2024 eruption was not the end, was an escalation, and as Tropical Depression Wilma brings heavy rain to ash-covered slopes, the next chapter of this disaster is being written right now. For the people of Negros, Christmas 2025 will be remembered not for celebration, but for survival. For the rest of the Philippines, this is a reminder that the Pacific Ring of Fire never rests. The volcanoes that make our islands fertile and beautiful are the same forces that can destroy communities in minutes. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and pray for the thousands still waiting to go home. Thank you for watching. Share this to raise awareness about the ongoing Kanlaon crisis. Subscribe to BayanTube for updates on volcanic activity and natural disasters affecting the Philippines. Stay safe, and Merry Christmas to those who can celebrate Tan's strength to those who cannot.